course, started off in first it started off as a book, but then they decided to a franchise. They were of course obviously trying to find the next YA franchise because obviously Twilight was ending at the time too. So they were trying to find this next big franchise, and the Hunger Games, and the movie that really put Jennifer Lawrence on the map for most people. Obviously, she got an Oscar nomination beforehand for Witherspoon, but this was like pretty much her first big film she's done. You also had the likes of Liam Hemsworth. You had Josh Hutcherson, Woody Harrelson, Elizabeth Banks. You had, Amanda Stenberg was in this. You had some great cast members popping up. But then, of course, you got the sequels, which had Philip Seymour Hoffman in some of them. Obviously, you got Donald Sutherland as President Snow. The Hunger Games is so fun. It's really intriguing. Chemistry between, of course, a love triangle between Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hudson, and Liam Hemsworth is intriguing. This is pretty much a kill or be kill type of situation film, and it's a really intriguing one. And the sequels, while not as good as the first Hunger Games, I think the sequels were pretty decent. So not bad there. All right, also turning 10, we got the Raid Redemption, a follow-up to the first Raid, and I really quite like The Raid. I think The Raid is like the action's great. It is gory, violent. If you will. Of course, they do got Gareth Evans, of course, directed this, and I think he did a good job with The Raid Redemption. They are doing like an American remake, but I'm still wondering if we're ever gonna get Raid 3. They've been trying to get another Raid movie autographed for years, but no luck, I guess. But The Raid Redemption is a really cool sequel, so if you guys haven't seen it, give it a go. Or if you haven't seen the first Raid either, give that one a go too. Alright, films turning 20, we got Blade 2. Of course, the first Blade was really the movie that really saved one of the few films that saved the comic book genre, pretty much made Wesley Snipes a big star. So Guillermo del Toro, of course, who will later go on and give us the Hellboy movies, went ahead and gave us Blade 2. I thought he did a great job with the sequel. It is probably the best out of the franchise. Wesley Snipes was, of course, great. You had Chris Christopherson was also in this. Not a bad follow-up here. Also turning 20, oh boy, we got Sorority Boys. Sorority Boys, which stars the likes of Barry Watson, who you might know from Seventh Heaven fame, Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor on Smallville, and funny comedian Holland Williams, who you might remember from Half Baked fame. Pretty much decided to go literally want to start their own sorority, so they literally dress in women's clothes to pretty much become sorority girls. So yeah, this is pretty much like the movie White Chicks in a way, but instead of them being cops, they want to become sororities. Which this I love it. Like early 2000s had some really fun college-based comedies. But man, Sorority Boys was not one of them. This movie was horrible. It was it had some okay laughs, but man, it's definitely one of the few comedies I was not a fan of. And I love a good comedy, But this one, even the dumb ones, I appreciate. But this one just did not really sit right. It was pretty horrible. The characters was not all that likable. What they were doing this is just dumb. I'll say just skip this movie and just watch White Chicks. White Chicks is the better film in my head. But yeah, Sorority Boys is also a movie that would not get made today. Let me just say that right now. But yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it there. Let me leave you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? Obviously, Hunger Games stands out to me in the 10 one, and the 21, obviously, Blade 2. Drop comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Timmy Sayo.